And this question goes out to D3. D3, is communism a part of the Derby way? In all my years of being from Derby, I can surely say that the Derby way is any way you like to do something, but you should always do it with kindness, as Mr. Breen used to say. This question goes out to Jared. If you had the time stone, would you turn back time to the good old days? Well, I love the old days, but back in my day, my wife always said, live in the present because someday will be your cool past. So generally, I would say I would not go back to the old days because, well, I've already lived those days. Now I'm living these new days. And someday, if I live long enough, I could say that these were the good old days. Oh my. The next question comes from Daniel. Why do you always talk about your old days, old timer? Well, my old days were fun. See, I really love Freddy. He's a good engine, but ever since he's been on the railway and ever since I've returned, I haven't really had that much work to do. Because he and the Diesel Craig, they're usually the ones doing all the work on my branch line. I normally just pull the local, which at this point is just a bunch of people who want to see me. Because, you know, I'm old, I've been around for a long time. Who wouldn't want to see me, you know? But it's not really the point. My old days, they were fun. Really fun. I had a lot of friends and I did a lot of work, and that's kind of the main reason I always talk about my old days. Although I've since grown to respect this new generation. In fact, it's quite fun now that I think about it. All this magic and whatnot. I mean, it was around back then, but hooey, it was not as mainstream.
If you want, Jared, you could take some of my trains.
Nah, that's alright. I'm not gonna ruin your good old days just because I can't relive mine. You enjoy your youth, although I guess I can take some of your trucks time to time if you want.
Or you can take my trucks from time to time. That would be nice.
A message from Daniel. Freddy, tell Mr. Gomez I said hi. Or, hola.
Hi, Dad. Daniel wants to say hi to you. Also, Dad, we need to watch Day of the Diesels.
To Vanessa, does Wilbert still put you on the chain? Oh yes, of course. It's actually really fun. I don't know why everyone's so judgmental. I mean, this all started a long time ago when Wallace was being a bully like he always is. Vanessa, no one likes these type of things except you. Also, can we please keep this video PG? He said put me on a chain, not a leash. Look at you trying to get us demonetized before we even get monetized! The final question from Daniel is, Mr. Bucket, why do you think you are so handsome? You see, young Daniel, it all started when I came to life in Gravefield Invasion. Don't watch it. Since that day, I could see myself. I knew I was destined to be a model, or a pro hero even. This next question comes from Rockman. Nuck, do you have a brother named Fuck or Nah?
That's amazing.
So sad. You poor thing. No. Rusty's Ghost asks, D269, do you still like Walmart? Well, of course I do. Why wouldn't I? They give me all these discounts just for promoting their, well, site and everything else. I love Walmart like it's my own son. Or father. Murdo has a question for Mr. Hill. Is your dad blue like a Smurf? Yeah, sorry about that, Murdo. My dad is as green as me. Being an army figure and all, runs in the family. Andrew asks, Mr. Hill, who do you think is the better controller? Sir Stinky or Sir Loam, the handsome boy? Well, you see, Andrew, the thing about that is it's clearly my dude, Sir Loam. Hashtag watch Godred's filler series. To Wallace, what do you think of Godred? Well, if I'm being entirely honest, I don't know him all that well. I mean, he seems like a nice, fun, kind sort of engine. I mean, he's been to my railway a few times, most notably when Carol's father came over. That was interesting. And I've come to his railway quite a few times. It's a nice sort of place. I like it. I'd love to spend more time with Godred, but he's so busy doing whatever he's doing. I actually haven't heard from him in quite a while. A couple months. To everyone, what do you think of Clark? Well, according to this statistic taken in 2019, 100% of the world's population thinks that Clark is the coolest tramway diesel there ever was.
Oh yeah, long live the diesel and trams, like Vats would say. Hashtag brah.
I'm the only Hispanic here.
To Tom, will you ever apologize to Jennifer? Well, it's always been my intentions to do so. I'm just really overwhelmed and guilty about what I did. Though, since I've redeemed myself with my new actions and I'm working with the Birtle family now, I'm sure she'll be willing to talk to me again during the winter holiday season when I go over there to apologize. To Vanessa, bear hug at 4 o'clock? Bear hug anytime, hello? Wait, actually, you have hands and arms, so you'd be really good at that. You don't even need a human form. I wish I had hands. Well, hands on my engine form. That would be really cool. I don't know what I would do with them, but I'd probably do something really cool. To Lord, what is Flying Four Day like nowadays? What would usually cause arguments in the family? Well, normally arguments will happen because Flying Four Day can sometimes be strict with how me and Proteus use our magic. For jokes and stuff, you know? Flying Four Day is very strict, although he has a playful side. Though he still hates when me and Proteus mess around too much. Well, you know how he could be. But hey, I still love him. So Chris has a question for Roger. That question being, what do you do in your free time? Good question. An average day for me these days starts around 6 a.m., you know. From 6 to 9 a.m. I usually shunt trucks. You know how it is. Oh yeah, I also pull goods trains, you know, because some people, like Ryan, think that I am incapable of doing so because we're superheroes. But I can assure you that I do those very well. My job is goods duty and I get paid by the hour. At 9, I'd like to use my magic to go in my human form and hang out with the boys. You know how it is. Although Freddy, he's a bit too excited in his Roblox mode. But whatever. Yuri comes with us too sometimes. We don't mind. She's a good friend of ours. She's not the stereotypical girl. Well, she kinda is, but, you know. Anyways, as I was saying, after that, around 11 a.m., I pick up my work again. You know, I take passengers and all sorts of stuff. Take workmen to job sites. Hammersmith City, Derek or Richard usually has a passenger train from Sneedville, where those guys usually get off at Carrollton and come onto my train at 1 o'clock. You know, it's pretty easy work. And at 2 p.m. I spend the final hours of my working days in my human form, helping William Breen and Miss Strickland clear up the stations. And sometimes I tag along with Diesel 10 to help out with the maintenance train. We don't really use our magic for the maintenance trains. We find it more easier just to clean up, you know, with machine power and hands. Plus, it's more fun. After we're done, around 4 or 6 p.m., Diesel 10 takes me back to the Sissy Shack sheds, headquarters, whatever. And then we just rest in our human forms for the rest of the night and go to our rooms. I work 5 days a week and I don't do weekends, mainly because I am lazy. Not as lazy as Wallace, though. Though it's whatever, as I say a million times. I have other jobs. All I said today was my regular railway duties. When I'm in my human form, I work at an antique/music shop. And the final question from Chris is for Flash. How do you usually treat the missus on Valentine's Day? Well, on Valentine's Day, me and Caroline go to the retirement home and play bingo, of course. I'm very good, you know. I'm just as good as I am at running races. I love you greatly, dear, but whenever we're at the retirement home, all you do is sit around playing the wrong games. You saying that you're winning bingo when you're over there playing tennis. Somehow. Wait, I was playing tennis? I thought that was football.